The quarterfinals of Wimbledon are finally here, and we've still got the big three on the men's side. Djokovic, Sinner and Alcaraz still in it, and it looks like it's Rybakina against the rest on the women's. Stay tuned for our predictions.
Yes, that's right, Ben. It is quarter-final time on the men's and the women's. If we look at the men's draw, we have Jannik Sinner, the number one, Carlos Alcaraz, the reigning Wimbledon champion, one of the most decorated Wimbledon champions or Grand Slam champions on the bottom sorry, fucked it up, man. I feel like it's because the bracket, you did all the thing wrong.
Oh, it's in an annoying format, this one, because they've got like them not.
I know. Can you just redo it?
Yeah, we can just start from where I'll just press
start this whole thing again, because I feel like your thing was a bit shaky as well.
Nah, the intro is good. We'll keep the intro. We'll just hit this button again, and you just come into it.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Which setup? Oh, not that one. Oh, not that one. There's so many of them now.
That's right, Ben. It's quarter-final time at Wimbledon. We've got a lot of big players on the men's. On the women's, we have one of the big players, but we've got a few other ones who are in top form. It's all open, and I think it's certainly going to be very fascinating. Today, me and Ben are going to be giving our predictions, going head-to-head and seeing how we get on. The men's one, you've got the top of the draw with Sinner and Alcaraz. You've got the reigning Wimbledon champion in Alcaraz. You've got the world number one in Sinner. On the bottom, Novak Djokovic is there. So many different narratives. I'm really liking Paolini on the women's, but you'll have to wait and see if I have her winning.
That's right. Apologies, JG. Well, his computer's had a meltdown after the Gil Gross podcast, and we've had to go just with off the phone on this one, but we're still going to bring it to you. Do not worry. We're going to give you our predictions. We want to hear your predictions in the comment section as well, so make sure to fire your predictions in there if they disagree with ours, or even if you agree, which is very rare. We will be going through the women's first, and then we'll get on to the men's shortly after. So make sure to stay tuned and smash a like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. So I'm going to get started with the women's, and I think we're going to start at the top of the draw. And let me bring it up on the screen for everybody to see. Here we go. Here we go. First matchup we're going to have a look at is Jelena Ostapenko versus Barbora Krejcikova. I mean, this one, a very interesting matchup, which I never expected to see Barbora Krejcikova get this far at Wimbledon. It's a complete shock to me. And Jelena Ostapenko, I always knew she had the ability to get there. Does this mean that Ostapenko's going to walk it? I don't think so. I'm a bit worried now. What do you reckon?
Yeah, it's a tough one to call. I wasn't expecting Krejcikova to get this far at all, but now she has. You can't really dismiss the players she's beaten. She's just beaten Danielle Collins, who is one of the informed players this year. Ostapenko, though, I think she's feeding her groove. It's her first time in the quarterfinals for 4 or 5 years at Wimbledon, and I think she's got really good chances to go not only and beat Krejcikova, but then maybe go and win the next one and get to the final as well. So I'm going to have Ostapenko winning, but in straight sets.
I think it's the wise choice, Ostapenko in straight sets. I mean, there's part of me that can envisage her just blitzing Krejcikova, attacking that second serve. Krejcikova has to be so good defensively, and she just has to get all her first serves in for my liking. Otherwise, it's going to be a really tough day at the office. She's a hard hitter as well, as much as she is a really good all-rounder. But I think Jelena Ostapenko will get this one done. We've got our predictions board here, which I will bring up for you, and we're going to be going through these We'll have a look through afterwards how we got on in the fourth round as well. We'll go through our results once we've given you our predictions. So we're going with this one first. JG going with winner of Ostapenko, and it is a straight sets win. I'm going to be
you got
going.
the same?
Yeah, I'm going to be going exactly the same. I'm going Ostapenko straight sets win. So moving on to our next matchup, and I think we should stay at the top half of the draw as well, and it is Rybakina versus Svitolina.
Svitolina, another one. I didn't really anticipate to go this far. She's beaten some good players along the way. Niemeyer, Jabeur, Wang, Lynette in the first round. Getting better as it's going on. I think the Jabeur one's the real standout performance, but against Wang, she was amazing as well. 6-2, 6-1, under an hour. She won that one. But Rybakina's a different level altogether, and they played about a few weeks ago, really, at Roland Garros. And she lost straight sets to Rybakina there. I fear it's going to be exactly the same, and I'm having Rybakina to beat Svitolina in straight sets.
Yeah, we got to remember, it is a bit of a shock that Svitolina's here, but last year was probably more of a shock. She got to the semi-finals last year on a sort of a bit of a comeback and had a fantastic tournament. I don't think it's going to go any further, though. I think that you're right. I think Rybakina far too strong, and the serving, I think, will be the telling factor in this one. I think that Rybakina, she just needs to serve well, and then she'll get this done. I think it will be straight sets. I agree with you. You're going exactly the same.
Okay, you can go first then on the next ones.
Yeah, I think I will. But yeah, I know. But these ones, I think I think there's going to be a lot of people agreeing with us on these. I don't know if they'll agree with the exact set score, but I think a lot of people will pick Ostapenko and Rybakina on these women's ones. Let's go to the next ones. And we've got, this is where it gets interesting, because this is the potluck section with no one I really expected to be there, to be honest. Maybe Paolini is probably the standout one, the highest seed. Yeah. We'll start with Vekic versus Sun first. And, before this tournament, I would have go all day Donna Vekic. But now I've seen Lulu Sun and what she's capable of, I'm warming to her, excuse the pun. There's going to be so many puns thrown around with Lulu Sun. I don't know why I'm favouring her. I think it's just the unknown that may trouble Vekic. She's never played Lulu Sun before. She's never played anyone like her before. And like Gil said, she's got such an unorthodox game for the grass. I think it may confuse Donna Vekic. I'm going to go Lulu Sun to win, but I think she can only win in these hard-fought matches. I think it's going to be a 3-set win for Lulu Sun.
I think Lulu Sun's been very fortunate with the draw. She's not really had tough opponents, Raducanu being the toughest of the bunch. And I think Raducanu is not as good as people make out she is. So on that basis, Lulu Sun's done all right. She's beat who she's had to. I don't see her beating Vekic. I think Vekic is a better player. And I think Sun will still take a set somehow because Vekic is not that consistent for a duration of a match. So I'll have Donna Vekic to win him through.
Yeah, she has dropped 3 sets in this. Well, she's only had one match that she's won in straight sets in this Wimbledon. So Vekic likes a bit of a war, doesn't she? So Vekic in 3 for you. We both go in 3 sets. And on to the last one, which is save the best till last, I think we'll say. Paolini Navarro. And it's the Italian versus the American. 2 players who we probably didn't expect to be playing so well this season.
Yeah.
And I think Navarro's had a more gradual increase in her level over the past year or so. Paolini's just been bursting onto the scene.
That's the Italian way. Like Sina, you just burst on and just become world beater overnight. Navarro's favourite. Last time they played, Navarro won in 3 with a bagel in the last set. I like Paolini a lot. I think she's so measured and calm under pressure, and defensively, it's going to be a big ask to deal with the forehand and Navarro. But I'm not hoping, but I'm anticipating that Navarro is going to be more nervous than Paolini. Paolini just got to the Roland Garros final.
Yeah.
It might help her in these back end or latter stage of a slam. And I'm going to have Paolini winning in 3 sets.
Wow. Paolini in 3 for JG. I know that we were talking about the last time they played. They have actually played twice this year. They played 3 times overall, and Navarro has won all 3 encounters between the two of them. I think that is sort of testament to Navarro and how well she's playing, that she can beat someone like Paolini twice this year. It's not an easy thing to do. And I think there's going to be a little bit of getting one back for Madison Keys as well. Fellow American, Madison Keys crying on the court. You've just knocked out my fellow countrywoman. I think Emma Navarro, this might be like sort of the coming of age for her. With Paolini, we've seen it already, but I think this is Navarro's coming out tournament. And I think Navarro will beat her. I'm going to go in straight sets.
Okay.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
it's a bit of a punt. I mean, I don't want to go everything with 3 sets. I feel like she has the game. If she plays her top tennis, she'd just beat Coco Gauff in straight sets. So,
that match, I mean, any prediction I think you can make a case for. It's a difficult one to call.
Exactly.
Probably going with more heart than anything, me going Paolini, but it's a tough one.
All right, let's move on to the men's. Let us know your women's predictions in the comment section below. And we'll start off with the men's, and we'll start off with the top of the draw, and we'll start off with Jannik Sinner. And he's playing Daniel Medvedev. He's beaten him the last 5 matches in a row. Is it going to be 6 in a row, JG?
Yes, and I think it's going to be straight sets as well. I think Sinner will beat Daniel Medvedev in 3 sets.
He's actually come out, Daniel Medvedev, and he's in his press conference, and he said, I'm not that far from Jannik Sinner right now. Yeah, that's what he believes. He's talking this up right now.
He's not that far. But I think at Wimbledon, Medvedev's maybe a US Open. I think Medvedev could beat him. On the grass, I think Sinner's a better grass court player than Medvedev. And I think this surface is not going to help Medvedev against Jannik Sinner.
He's fresh. He didn't even have to play the last match. Dimitrov pulled out after 8 games. That could benefit him. But Sinner was straight sets against Shelton. So I don't know if you can really say he's been really pushed to the limit.
Sinner's had a tough draw. I mean, Berrettini, Kuzmanovic, Shelton.
Yep.
Not easy. Hampman, even in the first round, went to 4 sets. I've already said mine. Sinner in 3.
I see this similar to last year when Alcaraz beat Medvedev. He beat him convincingly, and it was straight sets. And I think that Sinner has that same ability, if not more. So it could be 3 comfortable sets. It was 3-3 and 3.
So you're saying all these things about Medvedev, and you're going to just say the same as me anyway?
I'm just telling you what he said. Just telling you what he said. All right, I'll go first on the next one then. The next one is going to be, we'll stay at the top. Alcaraz versus Tommy Paul will be the next one. This one's probably one of the toughest ones to pick. Tommy Paul been playing fantastically well, getting better as the tournament goes on. Had wobbles early in the tournament, but he's won in straight sets in the last 2 matches. Granted, not the most tough opposition and nothing similar to Carlos Alcaraz. He has a 2-2 head-to-head against Alcaraz, but not in slams. I think Alcaraz... There's part of me that thinks this could go to 5. I think Alcaraz in 5. Because Paul's going to step up, I think, but he's not going to be enough still. And then we know Alcaraz in the 5th.
This one don't feel like straight sets because they always share sets and it's so close and they have close matchups, tie breaks. You can see in the last one at Cincinnati last year. I think it's going to be not 5, it'll be 4 sets, Carlos Alcaraz. I'm confident Tommy Paul will take a set.
Yeah, I mean, coming in, winning Queens, Alcaraz did it last year, won the tournament. Maybe he'll be looking at that thinking, it's my turn now. So up next, we're going to go to Musetti versus Taylor Fritz next.
Well, this is where Gil Groves really fancies Musetti and thinks he can beat Taylor Fritz. I'm not sure about it at all. I don't see it that way. I think Fritz will be pretty confident after just beating Zverev, and I think he's going to beat Musetti in 4 sets.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. I haven't even had a look into these two.
Musetti's another player good value for a set.
He beats him at Monte Carlo. I can't really look much into that. Fritz, they played at Wimbledon actually 2 years ago, and Fritz beat him in straight sets. But I think Musetti is a lot better than he was player, 2 years ago. I was going to say to you as well, which is very weird, that I know that we've not really spoken about this, is when we used to always come into the tournaments, we always used to say like, you keep picking like the informed players to go far in the tournament. All of these players in the men's are all sort of informed grass court players that have made it this deep in the tournament. Musetti, final at Queen's. Tommy Paul won Queen's. De Minaur won a grass court. Fritz just won Eastbourne. They're all coming. They're all got Haller for Sinner. I mean, it's literally the best grass court players are left, really, in the tournament, which is how it should be, really. Only one we're missing is Hubie Hurkacz, really. But I'm going to go with Taylor Fritz to win, and I think Taylor Fritz will win in 4 sets. So
the same as well.
Yeah,
again.
I think it's the I think it's the I don't think
what
it'll
a great
be
prediction video.
Yeah, but I think it's
just said, why don't we just do GTL picks? We just do them as a collective.
Well, the next one is the one that everybody's waiting for. Everybody watched the Djokovic
We're gonna have
Rune
the
one.
same again.
Everybody watched the Djokovic Rune one, and everybody knows that you went for Rune. And now everybody was calling you out in there, saying JG just wants to see Djokovic lose.
Totally wrong. No, it's really bad. It's a poor prediction. Put my hands up completely. I mean, I deserve criticism, I think, for that pick. It was a really bad one. Rune did not deliver. Looked nowhere near it. Djokovic walked it. It was very easy in the end. And I think I'm going to be a little bit more sensible with these predictions. And on that basis, De Minaur injury, not looking...
Is he injured, though?
Well, that match point, I mean, it's concern. It's created a bit of jeopardy in my mind. And on that basis, I'm going to have Novak Djokovic winning in straight sets.
Okay. I mean, I feel that it is probably the one that most people, the bookies, will give you probably very little in return, I think, for a Djokovic 3 love. I'm going to bank on the fact that the ankle is actually fine for Alex de Minaur. And if it is fine, then Alex de Minaur is actually a real threat against Novak Djokovic. If you watch Djokovic's press conference, he says, I am not surprised in the slightest that Alex de Minaur is inside the top 10 right now. And based upon...
Deep down, you're a little annoyed I went first and went straight sets because you wanted to get in with a nice little Djokovic. And now because we've got so many similar, you're scared to go with what I've just put.
Well, not really. I'm not really scared. I mean, there's part of me that knows that Alex de Minaur's beaten Djokovic this year already. Alex de Minaur, after winning that last match, is now up to number 6 in the world. He is knocking on the door of the top 5. That's how good Alex de Minaur is. If the ankle is okay after all of the checks, he's got 2 days to recover. I think Alex de Minaur, he has confidence against Djokovic right now. I think he will get a set, but it's the same story with Novak Djokovic. You can have one set all you like, all day long. You can all have a set. Everyone, all the crowd can have a set if they want a set. But guess what? He'll win the next 3, and then he'll be marching on to the semi-final. Djokovic in 4.
Well, there we go. You've heard our quarterfinal predictions. Let us know yours in the comment section below, and we'll try and comment and read as many of them as possible. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you very soon for another daily podcast and more predictions.
That's it. Let's go Djokovic. 25 on the horizon.